And if you haven't thought of this, I'll share it with you how I use it as a principal, and it might help you think of what you do in your job or your personal life. So, how much do you use AI? Are you scared of it? Are you embracing it? Are you still skeptical? Have you dabbled with it? Are you like sold 100% and use it like every week, every every day in your work, personally, professionally? To tell you the truth, probably about a year ago, I would be like, I don't know how to use it. I don't know what it is. And there's so much fear around it that I don't know just because I didn't know. I didn't have access to it. I didn't have any training in it. So it wasn't anything I was doing. And then I took a course to learn a little bit more on it. And I was surprised how much it can do for you. I was driving home the other day and I'm like, so I use OpenAI. You can use, there's so many different, and this is not the video that I'm going to tell you all the ways you can find different platforms for AI. I have downloaded an app. I have since canceled it. I tend to use OpenAI the most right now. There's a free version of it. I paid for the upgrade, the 4.0 one, and I didn't see much of a difference. I know they're adding to it daily, weekly, monthly, so maybe I might turn it paid on again. I just use the 3.5. I'm okay with that. But it also is very specific how you ask it what you want it to do. So you should listen and find some things about it, because here's a way that to give you an example, if you haven't taken a course to learn anything about it yet. I'm driving home from the gym and I knew I had chicken breasts in the fridge and I was like, I need a marinade. So I literally asked OpenAI, give me a marinade for a healthy chicken marinade. And it gave me like this incredible, like 6 things that I already had at home. Came home, marinated it, grilled it. And my husband's like, how long did you marinate this? And I'm like, I just made it. It was probably like a 5-10 minute marinade. Okay, anything is better overnight. So funny that I'm doing this video right now because I am marinating it again, but I did it overnight. So I'm going to grill it this afternoon. Let's see how much different it is. All right, so the way you ask AI anything is you tell it what you want it to be. So in that instance, I actually said, you are a chef, create a recipe, a quick and easy, healthy recipe for marinating chicken. The reason why I wanted to come on this video and show you and tell you this other thing that I did was because I couldn't believe what happened with this. And if you haven't thought of this, I'll share it with you how I use it as a principal, and it might help you think of what you do in your job or your personal life. So I know I'm a little late doing this video, but circle back to September 11th. September 11th is coming on the calendar, and I'm an elementary school principal. And I'm like, these kids may not even know of it, might not even heard about it, have no context to it whatsoever, where you and I, as adults, we all can remember where we were that day. I remember I was in college sitting in the breakout room, and all of a sudden, one of the girls, I must have stepped out for a minute. It was like a lounge area. And I came back, and one of the girls was like, oh my gosh, one of the Twin Towers was hit. And I was like, what? And we literally watched it on TV happen right before our eyes. And I remember driving home thinking like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? This just level of, and I bet whoever, if you're watching this right now and you remember those moments, we all have a story about that day that we'll never forget. So back to present day, okay, I'm just giving you an example of how I use this because it might surprise you like it did me, and it might inspire you to use it in some way that might be helpful. And yeah, so let me see if I can actually go back to the prompt that I typed in. Oh, here we go. This is the prompt. So it's very specific. Listen how I wrote it so that you know how to write it as you go forward. You are an elementary school principal, so I'm telling it what job and what role I want it to play. Write something you can say to remember 9/11 on the announcements, even when students may not know the event, because I didn't know what to say that morning. And sure, I could have sat there and spent minutes, maybe half an hour, trying to figure out, how do I say it? Does this say right? So this is a very, very interesting and unique opportunity we have to access something that actually would put something together that's something we would want to say. So listen. Okay, it's going to take a couple minutes to read this. So fast forward if you don't want to hear the whole thing. But this is so fascinating. Listen to what it came up with. Today is a day of remembrance, a day when our nation reflects on a significant event in our history. Some of you may not be aware of what happened on September 11th, 2001, but it's important for all of us to learn about it and remember it. On this day, 22 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long, there were tragic events that took place in our country. Many people lost their lives, and countless others showed incredible courage and resilience. While we may not go into all the details today, I encourage you to ask your teachers, parents, guardians about it. They can help you understand the significance of this day and why we take a moment to remember it. As we move forward with our day, let's also remember the importance of kindness, unity, and compassion. I mean, I love that. Like, I would want to say that anyway. This is so cool. These values are at the heart of who we are as a school community. Who wouldn't say that? Even though we may not have been alive to witness the events of 9/11, we can still honor those who were affected by being the best version of ourselves. Isn't this amazing? Thank you, and let's have a respectful and thoughtful day as we learn about the world around us and the importance of coming together as a nation. Maybe I left the last sentence out. But see how you can take something, it's almost like a base. Like you could have built something more from that. I took most of this and might have taken up just a couple pieces, and that's what I shared that morning. And I was like, that was awesome. Thank you, GPT. So I just wanted to come on here and share one way I used it. Share with me in the comments below, how are you using? How do you see others using? What have you heard that has inspired you? And yes, I know there is so much not the good around it that we hear and we're seeing. I'm seeing it too. But here's one way I used it, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I literally have a note on my desk that says, ask ChatGPT, because I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to doing everything on my own. But in these instances, it can add something and save you time. So I cannot wait to see how you've used it. You guys can teach me something more and remind me. And what's cool about it is the more I hear somebody using it, I'm like, oh, that's right. That's such a great idea. So anyway, hope this helps. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.